but is reincarnation and keeping your memories possible. I don't want to start over either. I don't want to be a baby. Right. Like, if I can come back as me with all my memories and all the work that I've done, because I've done a lot of work in this lifetime. Like, I've made strides that I don't know if they've ever been made. I don't know anyone who thinks like me, who moves like me, and who has my capabilities.
Well, you're doing what you can. You're like documenting the information. You're letting them know that you're the one that's doing that.
What's up, Nicole?
You think you're doing the last place of life and you're moving in the right direction.
So you think that this is me documenting this not simply for public's sake, but I'm documenting this so that me, my future self, and my future legacy can also watch these videos, you know, of course. But I didn't think that I was, like, it's obvious. It's like when I have a revelation, it's like, it's so obvious, of course. This is what I tell people all the time. You need to journal, you need to document that you were here, you matter. Don't let them trick you into thinking that you don't matter. Wouldn't you love to have your great-great-great-grandmother's journal to read? Why can't you be that great-great-great-grandmother for somebody?
Literally hold on to Anne Frank's journal because she lived in that cellar place.
Yeah.
The attic. There we go.
Yeah.
But like, people literally went through a pandemic. If people were actually applying themselves, how I survived a pandemic. It's only been 4 years.
Yeah. It wasn't difficult for me, though. I'm just thinking, what would be?
Is a multitude of things. Just because nobody died around you.
Well, someone did die.
Who?
Derek. At the start of the pandemic.
I'm sorry. I meant like COVID.
From COVID.
I meant like worldwide.
But I experienced the demise of my husband during the pandemic. So there we go. All of that happened, and my husband had to go through the entire pandemic, losing his son as the pandemic hit. Like, the world literally closed down so that people couldn't attend. So that's an extra layer of trauma that nobody's dealing with. And so people are looking at me where they're just like, I haven't changed. I'm the same person. I'm like, how can you be the same person? You went through a pandemic. You've experienced tremendous loss since I've known you. I don't even know the loss that you've experienced before I've known you. Mm-hmm. But I know the amount of loss that he's experienced since I've known him is a lot of loss. Like, he lost his children, the relationship that he had with his children. He actually lost a physical child. He's in the presence of his business restructuring, which, if his mind is not in the correct space, it will be a loss.
He knows what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
Know and do are two different things. And with God, that's why I sent that text message. I was like, you don't want one time I started a business. That's not the entrepreneur that you're looking for, because that's an entrepreneur that was driven by, I just don't want to work for somebody else. I want to just do my dream. That's not the same entrepreneur that's going to find an opportunity in Primerica, because that person is going to see the product that Primerica offers. The entrepreneur that you're looking for is the entrepreneur that is seeking, that thing, that business that they can thrive in. And those are the ones that you put them in front of me and you put them in front of Stephanie, and those are the ones who are going to see, I'm not selling a product. I'm actually learning how to become that entrepreneur that I've always wanted to be. Because we're thinking that the success in entrepreneurism is, and it is to a degree, it is jumping from thing to thing to thing. But also, because God is sorting this out, so I know I'm contradicting myself, but you're searching for your thing, but it's no matter what the thing is, you have to figure out how to make that thing successful. Because somebody else made that thing successful. So you have to figure out how you can make that thing successful, or you'll jump to the next thing and try to make it successful. So there's a failure point somewhere. You can go if you want to go.
Back, but I gotta
but there's.
Put this away and come back, but you're directly talking to me.
So I'll look down at the camera now. There's a failure point somewhere because you don't know how to be that entrepreneur that you see yourself being. Everybody knows, like, a great idea is a great idea. Knowing how to make money off of that great idea is something completely different. And it's something that I don't know, but it's something that I've gained access to through working with the individuals that I've aligned with through Primerica. So when I introduce Primerica to people, I'm not really introducing Primerica. I don't want to sell a life insurance. Neither do I. But I understand its importance. If you need it, let me know. In my DMs, we'll get you a policy. But I'm not asking you to sell insurance. What I'm doing is asking you to believe that you're like, God, if I could just get an opportunity to, get this business off the ground, if I just knew how to make this idea a success, if I just had people to listen to me. Primerica has offered that opportunity to me, and I've only been in it for 3 weeks. Now, this is my leg of Primerica. I can't say any other leg, and that's the thing that I'm trying to tell y'all. When I meet sisters, they're like, I'm already in Primerica. I was like, what is your upline? What's that look like? That's very important. My business partner, Stephanie, because we're partners, but she's still my upline. She needs to see my success because my success equals her success. If she was beneath me or if we were side by side, her success isn't leaked into my success. So she doesn't care if I win. She's too busy making sure she wins. But in this particular business structure, my success equals her success, so she freely feeds into me. This is the perfect way to bypass the crabs in the barrel business structure. People want to say they stay away from multi-level marketing because somebody else gets paid off of you. Somebody's always going to get paid off of you until you find a way to become independent of this financial structure. And I don't know of a way. In totality, I'm sure there's a way. I'm going to learn there's a way, but I'm saying what's available to me. I don't know if there's a way to become financially independent of this current structure of a world that we live in. Now, maybe you can make so much money, which I would say in the case of a Kanye, maybe you've made so much money in celebrity that no matter where you go, people cater to you, people give to you freely. So can you please go because they cut my lights when there's children in the background? Thank you. So there is a way to get to that degree of life. But otherwise, you need to tap into that currency. So somebody's going to get paid off of your work. I just believe that if you're going to work hard, you might as well get paid your worth. So there's a lot of factors that have been being revealed to me through this work that I'm doing with Primerica. And it's helping evolve me into the businesswoman that I've always wanted to be. The calls that I was on today, that was the tonality of the calls. I had 2 calls today. I have a third. Do I have a third call? Do I have a third call? I do have a third call. Hold on. Tonality of the calls. I had 2 calls today. I have a third. Do I have a third call? Do I have a third call? I do have a third call. Hold on. Tonality of the calls. I had 2 calls today. I have a third. Do I have a third call? Do I have a third call? I do have a third call. Hold on. Tonality of the calls. I had 2 calls today. I have a third. Do I have a third call? Do I have a third call? I do have a third call. Hold on. I do have a third call. Hold on. I do have a third call. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was spirit. Y'all see how God works? That's how spirit be talking to me. I done trained spirit to where it just be reminding me of stuff. Just talk yourself into it. Oh yeah. And that's God. So, yeah, when I talk to people about this opportunity, I'm not talking about another MLM opportunity. What I'm talking to people is about an opportunity to study with me. So if you've ever wanted me to coach you and you ever wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with me, this is your opportunity through Primerica. I offer my business partners access to me because it's imperative, which is my work that I do anyway, right? It's imperative that I help you reach your highest potential. I don't want you just to reach your highest potential in business. I want you to reach your highest potential in life. I want you to become the you that you've always dreamt of yourself being. And that is what I can offer you through this Primerica opportunity. Because you're not only developing yourself on the business side and becoming the business structure that you've always desired to be, but you're also on the physical world side becoming that, having the home life you've always wanted to be, becoming the woman that you always wanted to be, being the mother that you always wanted to be. And you know that I'm capable of doing it because I've done it on camera for 2 years solid now. You've watched me take myself from where I was in 2019 over on YouTube as the apple turns to where I was 2023 over here on TikTok and where I am now going into 2025. So a lot of work has been done to position us for this moment. So those of us that are ready can take advantage of this, because that's also what God told me. God said, you know, you guys say it, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I remember the first time I heard that many years ago. Maybe a decade ago, I heard stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Yeah, I heard that, but I don't think we truly understand that, especially when we identify in preparation for the blessings that we are calling into ourselves. We are constantly asking God to provide us with opportunities. God, if just open the door. But we don't even understand that God has opened that door so many times for us in our lives, but we were not prepared for that door to open. And so the lack of preparation, what would have been a blessing, actually turns into a non-blessing because we weren't prepared. So it's important. Hold on. I'm inviting a few ladies into the room.
That's all ladies.
I got a lot of ladies in my circle.
So you got a girlie?
You got what?
Got girlies?
The ladies.
Yeah, which is your girlies?
No, they're the ladies. Show respect to the queens.
Mom, I think, I have
Go lay down, dog. Go lay down, dog. I heard your mouth is nasty.
Mom, I have one question.
What, son?
How do these supposed to work? How do they clip and go down and up?
Ooh, young Grinchy. Hook me up with the chocolate with the Grinch on the bottom. You're a mean one. Is that why your face is green? Mr. Grinch, go get some business, Alpharetta. I heard your mouth is nasty. Oh, you got the dog. Oh, so boom. I'm talking to my new non-melanated friend, guys. I have a new non-melanated friend. I'm really excited about this moment in my history. Who knows what my life is going to look like next year with non-melanated friends?
Maybe,
I know, right?
Or melanated friends.
I know, I have all kinds of friends.
Going to Korea.
Right? Who knows what God is doing with me making friends outside of my race? Oh, the wonders. But anyway. Oh, and I was reading the board, and I was looking at the books that Caden has read, and I was reading where he read Go Dog Go. And so that was brought to my attention today. Dog. All right, so me and sis girl, we're on our walk, and we're talking about a multitude of things, but she's telling me how she believes spirit is real, because I asked her if she believes in God.
Aww. Okay, so you found like another convenient woo-woo.
Well, she says she's spiritual. she believes that there's an energy out there, but she grew up in the Catholic Church, and it kind of just turned her off from the idea of a structured, pathway to God.
What does she look like? Does she have long hair?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Is she blonde or brunette? Redhead?
More brunette.
Oh, now I gotta meet this lady.
Yeah, we're gonna go on walks whenever we can.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's so fun. Okay.
yeah. So she'd be prime for your walking club. But anyway, we're walking, asking her if she believes in God, simply because I say the name of God often, and I don't want to make the people around me uncomfortable. So God kind of teed that up to where everybody's talking about God, whether they're accurately, moving in that energy or not for me to assess. But everybody is a little less sensitive to hearing that name. So I can say it, but I don't want to offend people. So I always ask, what's your relationship? And so we got into the conversation, but she said, I know there's an energy out there, because she was like, her cousin was out somewhere and some random lady walked up to her and she was like, hey, is your name such and such? Do you know it's such and such? And it was a family member that died like 20 years ago. And this woman wasn't in the age group to know this person personally. And so she was like, well, she said that she led me to you, and whatever message she delivered, she had to go and pick, not her cousin.
Right.
The lady told her, your aunt told me to deliver this message to you. And so she's like, I know that there's spirits out there, and I was like, oh, well, here's something interesting. So I showed her the video where I'm sitting in Starbucks with Angela. Take that outside. Outside. Don't you throw up in my room. Cut it out. Somebody get the goddamn it.
Ew. What is he eating?
I don't know, but
Come on, kids. What is that? Grass and what else?
this...
bacon.
So why is he eating bacon?
He threw bacon before him.
That's not bacon. Those are chunks.
Yeah, what is that, guys?
I don't know. You
He
should
shouldn't
go
be
over
eating
there and
that.
inspect it, Mom.
No. Kaden, can you get the hot mop water, please?
So
It needs to be wiped up with a towel or something first. But whatever your methodology is, I'm back to talking about my...
Michael, can you get a towel?
No, stop trying to interrupt me, son.
Can you get a towel from the hallway?
Anyway,
What is the kitchen one?
so,
The pink ones, like the orange pink ones.
go that way. You see me sitting right here.
And Kaden,
The same way
Get
you
the
came
mop
is the way
water.
you can go. Caden, you're going in the wrong direction, and in that you're choosing disrespect, and I know you're not disrespectful, so please do what you're asked.
what are you eating?
Anyway, so she tells me that story, and I'm like, oh, well, let me show you this video where I'm sitting in Starbucks with my friend, and I'm talking to her about how God keeps showing me dogs, and now God's showing me Snoopy, and like I end up sitting with someone whose nickname through childhood was Snoopy. Excuse me. But now I'm thinking how I met this woman. I met this woman because the dogs got out, and she gave Michael the leash that helped me get Kaya. So there's the dogs again.
Did you tell her that?
No, I just made the connection when I was at home. I was just like, yo, I met this woman. Hey, Tim, I met this woman through a dog.
Take this dog to the vet.
The dog just threw up.
Yeah, that's just you sitting there not cleaning it up. That's that connection. Anyway, so
I'm getting the towel from the kids.
yeah, we had a good walk. And I was proud of myself because I was gonna cheat myself, but then I went back home and I correctly left the house. I was 2 minutes late, and I was gonna give her my whole spiel, but I just got into the whole idea of the Sister Support Network, how
You leave the house incorrectly the first time. Alright, wipe it up. Or actually send the dog outside first. That's probably a better job. Come on, Alfie.
I got the door.
Outside.
I left the house.
Outside.
We need to get to the vet.
Go.
Outside.
The vet. It's fine. Stop.
Outside, Alfalfa. Anyway, so I left because I didn't fill my water bottle up properly and I didn't go to the bathroom. But I didn't want to make her wait. But, I had just talked to Angela about that because she was running late to meet me, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm usually not late. It's not like me. I had something to take care of at home. And I was like, sis, I'm a mother. I'm a businesswoman. I was like, first you need to understand you're a businesswoman now. You're not just Angela anymore. You're a businesswoman, which means this is a business meeting. And if something came up that's going to delay you, I was like, I appreciate you,
Michael,
respecting my time and letting me know that you're running late. But in business, things doesn't run on schedule. Business isn't a train.
Michael.
Business isn't a job where you clock in at 9 and you get off at 5 with a scheduled break. That's not business. That's not entrepreneurship. So you don't have to apologize to me. You're developing your business acumen. So this is the mindset.
Right. Michael, I hear you.
And so
it's interesting that you're showing people when your conversations are deepening as far as like you don't just talk about. Well, I don't know. You're just building their mindset. Sometimes I get into that, like how I was telling you, like I was breaking down my friend's bills and stuff with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes the conversations get real personal because people aren't treating themselves right. They're just living.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, I don't know. It's strange. Like sometimes you gotta teach them.
Yeah.
Or like I was talking to this dude, which I meant to bring up the other day, but he was an old friend. He popped up, and so later that night I was on the phone with him. And he was telling me how, cause like we were just gonna go like a reflection on the year.
Can you stop with the noise? Pick it up.
Yep.
Well, then you better dry it off over there.
There's grass and...
Because their stomach hurts. Dogs eat grass when their stomach hurts.
Why?
I don't know. Just clean it up. And you just fanning it over. Be intentional. Now take it and swoop it up. And you're going to just wash your hands after you're done. Just clean it up. You cannot be effective with your foot. You're going to have... You know what? I'm done. I tried to help you. Now you're just pushing it under the thing. You have to wipe it up.
Use your hand.
Get down and be intentional. Lift up the blanket because... Thank you, Kaden.
Woohoo, Kaden.
Shit.
Just like a...
Get it up. All you're doing is swiping it around the floor. Sweep it up. Pick it up.
I am.
No, you're not. Look.
Yeah.
What you're doing is this. You need to go like this. Scoop it up.
See, you just dropped it all on the floor. When you scoop it, you got
Yes. Now open your hand. And pick it and grab it with the towel. Grab it with the towel.
Is that how you play with a mop? Because that's dirty, guys.
Oh.
This is highly ineffective of you.
You guys are doing this for a certain caliber of attention. It's not going to.
Yeah, you no longer get my attention.
But back to him. Basically, he was saying how he's eating grass again.
Because his stomach hurts. Now before you mop, go get the broom and sweep this area, please. Because you don't want to put water on trash. Go get a broom and do a quick little sweep.
So basically, I'm on the phone talking to him. We're doing like a 1 year timeline.
And shut my door. You guys are obnoxiously loud.
Thank you. We do a 1 year timeline. I'm pretty brief with mine. But anyway, he's like, oh, I had a girlfriend and we broke up. And so I was like, oh. And so we're going on and on. And in my head, I'm like, this dude, he probably was a virgin. And then he tells me that the girl and him, he lost his virginity to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, dang. And so she ended up having like a really chaotic life and like didn't have a phone and stuff like that. And like she had to take a break sometimes and was like, we shouldn't be dating, maybe because we're...
You don't have to sweep the whole floor. Just sweep the area so you can mop it up real quick.
And then he was just upset that she was like, she couldn't do it right then. And I guess he just was understanding that like her life was chaotic.
What did you just sweep up?
People just want to do...
What did you just sweep up?
People,
You didn't sweep nothing. All you did was move the broom back and forth and put it down. Like, he was like...
I'm working.
Don't play in my face. Literally in my face playing. Why are you sweeping into yourself? I've taught you how to sweep, haven't I? You see your pile? Sweep into your pile, son. No. Sweep here. Here. Sweep that into that pile. It's a game. Make your pile bigger. Put everything in that pile. Everything in that pile. All this stuff that where you're going to mop, put everything in that pile. Good job. I'm listening. And then...
So then,
Over here too.
He was like, I just blocked her and stopped talking to her. I was like, oh.
Why is that broom even in the house? Where's the real broom?
And then
That's an ineffective broom.
Can I see the mop real quick?
I'm listening. He put her on block.
And then he was like, well, I had a whole face. I'm like, okay.
Oh, after he got his first little feel.
Yes, I was just like, oh my god, you're losing. So I had to tell him.
Yo, get this trash up off the floor. See it through to the end. Don't jump to the next task when you didn't finish the first one.
Bro,
Sweep this.
Funky, your nose be running.
Yeah, you are that guy. Oh, pig pen looking ass. We're not making fun of you. We're telling you to level it up.
Is this what you offer to the Lord? Oh, he want to make pasta for dinner.
He went through his whole phase.
Yeah, and like he was telling me about it, and then afterwards, I don't know. Something came about. I was like, "Where do you like? What state are you in?"
I think it's good
I was like,
to be
"Oh, I would
mean
never
to
visit
people.
there." And he was like, "Oh, why not? I'm here." I'm like, I
Be
don't know how it
intentional,
came up,
son.
But I was essentially like, there wouldn't be any reason for me to hang out with
If
you.
you were consistently intentional, I wouldn't have to say be intentional. So clearly, your failure point is the reason why I'm saying that. So don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I said,
See, you ain't being intentional right now. Hold the dustpan. It's going underneath it when you're not being intentional. Hold it down on the ground so it goes in it.
That's basically the end of the story. He just lacks sexual discipline, and I told him about what happened. And he was like, I didn't know that perspective, and it was weird because how do you not know?
Oh, your situation? You
No.
pay attention. I wouldn't say nothing to you if you were doing it correctly. Don't look at me like that.
Shoot, I'm looking at you like that. Can you focus?
I am focused, but why am I watching him just smear stuff all over the floor?
Because-
I'm just going to sit here and watch because you want to tell a
He's
story?
never seen boys clean the floor. Maybe his dad should teach him.
Well, presently, father's not here. Why is my door open when I repeatedly say, shut my door, Michael? Michael?
Her voice is kind of annoying. I
Yes, so I also, I'm here to uplift, right? I'm not here to waste any time. So if I am going to have a conversation, I'm going to pivot it in a healing space to make you think.
don't know. Bro.
Because all healing is just a shift in perspective. So if you offer an opportunity for somebody to come into a shift in perspective, then you can offer them a place of growth.
Over here, they need to be confined to their bedrooms.
Why are you walking in that direction when the throw up is this way?
No, it's not just pee.
Just pee and
Where's the pee?
Throw up first.
Clean up the... Why do you have...
The dog doesn't need to be in the house. Who peed in the house? Come mop the throw up.
I can't function
I am
in all of this discord.
You're telling me, can you go? How about you go grab another red towel and go clean up the pee so he can mop?
Just mop the whole area from the box to the thing because we don't know exactly where the throw up was, but the whole area has been swept
Why are y'all
improperly.
being upset,
Like, you guys are...
bro? You guys are leaving food on the floor.
No, they're acting incompetent intentionally, but I don't know why. Because they know how to properly do this and they're choosing not to. And
That's what
I'm
I'm
not.
saying.
Anyway, so yeah, I went on my walk.
He's still eating grass. Don't let him in now.
And it started off with, me explaining my idea behind the sister circle. Or not the sister circle, the sister support network. Where I'm aligning women in sisterhood. And, I talked about differences of... I don't remember how we went on the space of differences, but I was like, can you please stop? You could have quietly... I'm not concerned about the urine, so why are you yelling the pee is gone in the background of my video when all you got to do is walk up to Michael and say it to him? You're disrupting an entire room on your agenda, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Go clean your room. How about that?
Guys,
Go clean your room, sir, and put those up properly.
Thank you.
That belongs outside. It does not belong in the house. Put everything away properly.
You can take the entire thing now.
And do not slide it
Can you
across
take
my
the
floor.
entire thing, please? the door for your brother. Keep going.
Pay attention.
Because it's going to spill.
Then put the mop down. You were right when you were trying to go and take the mop ahead of time because you don't have the
Just hold it, please.
hand-eye coordination. I don't know what it's called. To carry it all simultaneously.
Keep going.
Take your time. There's no rush. Unless you want to create a mess for you to clean up. Anyway, so I tell her about my idea and how I'm bringing women together in sisterhood. And she was like, oh, yes, I'm totally into that because, you know, the idea is so beautiful, right? It's so beautiful. We're all out here isolated, alone. It doesn't matter our background. It doesn't matter the color of our skin.
Green people.
You know, I told her, and I talked about it. I was like, the most obvious difference between us, I'm a black woman and you're not. I was just like, but if we're allowed to come together in friendship, then through our conversation, I'm able to see what's going on in your life. And not only will I be able to help you, but I'll be able to help others with similar backgrounds as her.
You can learn from her as well.
Exactly.
You think you can learn from a white woman?
I can learn from anything.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Thank you for not being, was it prejudice?
Well, no, I can learn from anything and anyone. God can teach lessons through everything.
Right? Like, I feel like, I don't know.
I would like my door shut when you're done with this process, please. Please don't just go out my room and leave it open.
I just see less positivity in the idea of black and white women versus just black and white division.
Do you think it's less positivity or just more obvious and pronounced? Because I don't see much unity in black and black either. True unification. I see a lot of fake unity, but I don't see a lot of true unification.
Right. Well, to be honest, I don't know, because people, it's not really fake because that's what they were taught.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you were showing me the deliverance, like most black people treat each other that way. Remember that? When the friends were being snotty to each other in the deliverance with the white lady with the bob thing.
It's a new movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. I went all the way back to the first Deliverance. I was like, when did I show you that movie? Oh, but it's the recent one that came on, and I was telling you.
Yeah, how they were being, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just how people would normally act.
Yeah.
So, maybe they're doing right by themselves, but they just have a bad demonstration. That's kind of what I'm saying, like, in Tangent, there's no white black love. Well, there is, but it's not promoted for, it's either fetishized or it's, hated on. It's like, oh my God, I don't know, people just always have some crazy stuff to say. I don't even, I listen to what people say, but at the same time, it's like, how can I not internalize it while still being aware of it?
Yeah, so that's why I am actively getting to know individuals from other communities so that I can help solve some of these problems. Because I understand it from my perspective, but I have to understand from their perspective in order to be able to. And right now it's all theory, right? I think this is what you think. Well, no, if I actually talk to you, I know what you think, and now I can figure out where the disconnect is happening. How did you even get in my room?
And there's different types of people.
Go lay down. Yeah, and God will introduce me to them. I have one from New Jersey, and I have one from Arizona. I have one that's an atheist, and I have one I'm not quite sure what she is. I have one that's a grandmother, and I have one that's a mother of a child. So I have two completely different backgrounds that I'm talking to, as well as black women. I have one who's 60 and a teacher and has a military background, and I have another who's 56, and she said this is the first time in her life that she's ever been stable. She's gone 56 years, and I had to ask her, does she believe in God? Because I was like, the God that you believe in has put you in a spot where it took you 56 years to feel stable.
That's kind of harsh.
Yeah.
At the same time,
But I wasn't being rude because I said the God that I believe in, it took me 43 chronologically.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what having community also does. It helps you understand that, you know, you can be in the same boat, just different stages of life. And to know that there's a difference in time doesn't mean that you have to, like, feel like you gotta move fast, but to consider that you can still get what you want to achieve done, no matter how long it takes.
But you also have to understand that. Thank you for the love. Hey, Nene, what's good, girl? I think it's Nene. Did I say it right? Nine. Hey, N. Anyway, but you have to also understand that.
This is for you.
You have to also understand. You keep trying to draw my attention with that. I wish you would stop. You have to understand that in order for her to have success in this business, she has to understand that the true success that she can have in this business, this life-altering, bloodline-changing success that she can have in this business, is only through God. She's not going to be able to change herself because the her that she is taking her 56 years to get here. You know, so I have to let her know. I just want you to know that your present belief in God, it has taken you 56 years to have this opportunity present itself, and you be ready for it and you recognize it. So that's 3 things that I identified. You have to be ready for the opportunity. You can't just pray for stuff. You have to pray for it and prepare for it. Put that seed in the ground. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, because God's word doesn't return void. So you have to get ready because the blessing is coming. But if you're not on a, see, you're mocking me and I don't like when you do that. When you're not on a vibrational level of receiving that which you're calling in, it's going to come and you're not going to be ready, or you try to take advantage of it, but you haven't done the work. And so it turns into a curse. It turns into a disappointment. So my willingness to tell her, yo, I need you to understand that your present God relationship had you believing in a God that made you suffer for 56 years before God finally showed up for you. Is that the God that you believe in? I believed in a God that took me 43 years chronologically. You know, is that the type of God I believe in? Not anymore. Not anymore. The God that I believe in believes that in the next 5 years, I will have so much money, actually less. I'm going to say in the next year. In the next year, I'm going to have so much financial freedom. I'm going to have so much territory, in larger territory and all these different things. I was reading the Bible today. It said the difference between, it didn't say the difference. I discerned the difference. But, you know, the rich man came to Jesus and was like, yo, how can I get like you? And Jesus was like, you know, put all that stuff and follow me. Leave all that stuff and follow me. And dude was like, yo, I'm wealthy. I can't leave all this stuff. And he was like, surely it'll be easier for a camel to pass through an eye of a needle than it will be for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Because riches are in this earth. This is rich. You know, it's things. People aren't willing to leave their things, especially when their identity is in things. God's like, if you can love yourself enough, hey, Miss Kidney, if you can love yourself enough to turn away from your worldly possessions and get back in alignment with my Father, it says, hold on. It says, and everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or fathers or mothers or wives or children or fields, Jesus was like, or this or this or this or this. Yeah, y'all get to know each other, this community. But everyone who's left all these things behind for my sake will receive 100 times as much and will inherit eternal life. So I've done that. Y'all, I got videos where I'm saying I may lose my family and I'm okay with that. Why? Because on the other side of that is putting myself back in alignment with the divine. Like, I was out here all crooked and decrepit out here, living my way. And when God called me to live his way, I started straightening up and flying right. And it took me 43 chronological years to do that. But mind you, I've known God my entire life. But it took me that long to straighten up and fly right. And so that's what we have to pay attention to, especially when we are asking God for things. Adoy is 19 years old. It took her 19 years to straighten up and fly right. But she had access to me. So I'm able to help straighten her up because I'm straightening myself up. She was like, Mom, you need to get yourself together. Mom, you need to get yourself together. Since she was like 14, 15, I'm going to settle on the age of 15, unless you have another one. Since 15, Adoy has been saying, Mom, you need to fix it. And I was like, I know, I just don't know how to fix it. Mom, Mom, Mom. You have to understand your firstborn, per my experience, is the one that's here to correct you and straighten you up. You cannot raise them into their excellence until you walk in your own excellence. You can't expect perfection until you're perfect. So you can't expect your child to be that which you have not become. And that is what my children push me into a position to do. I have to do whatever it takes to set the example for my children. I was talking to my friend who I'm working to bring into Primerica, because she has no retirement plan. And I don't think she understands what, I don't know if enough people, I don't know, but I have been scared straight because my kid told me they're not my retirement plan. So I don't know what retirement looks like. I've never retired. And that's why we don't take that shit seriously. That's why we don't take nothing seriously. We don't take death seriously. We don't take any of those things seriously because we haven't experienced it. But we have to have some empathy and understand one day we will be in retirement age. And if we're not positioning ourselves right now to retire, we will not be ready to retire. I have a 5-year plan to get my money right so that I can retire. Right now, I have $200 in my bank account. I have another $200 that's depositing. And I'm living off that money. I don't have a retirement plan, which means I have to do something drastic. So I'm talking to this 60-year-old woman. Hey, friend, I'm talking to this 60-year-old woman, and she's just like, I'm tired. I was like, you don't get a chance to be tired. You don't get to sit down. You've been sitting down. If you understand busy and purposeful are two different things, we've been real fucking busy, but we ain't been purposeful. Black women, everybody else, but I'm talking to you. You ain't been purposeful, but we be busy as fuck. We have to understand that we are here to run our leg of this race for our family. We don't get to be tired. So I was like, I'm not going to beat your head with Primerica, but I'm going to need you to figure this out. I can tell you how to take your business and wrap it around this Primerica business structure, do exactly what you want to do, and get this Primerica money. This is what God is teaching me. So when women are like, I got my own business thing going, I could teach you how to link that shit into Primerica and make it pop. That's exactly what I'm doing. Sister Support Network. I've been talking about this for years, haven't I? And now I'm talking about it through a vehicle that is going to change my life. Why? Because we all need life insurance. We do. How else you going to change your family history? How else? Tell me how else. How else you going to drop millions in the bank? How else? Based off of what you're doing, the seeds that you're putting in the ground right now, how else? Life insurance, period. That's how they do it. That's how we can do it. But we too busy. I talked to my husband when we first got together about life insurance, and he was like, you trying to kill me? No, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm actually trying to save you, sir. You're the income in this household. If my husband falls, we're fucked. My first, put it on your calendar, ladies, because we need to, when we're moving into business mindset, we need to use our calendars. Even though we ain't got shit going on, we got something going on. That's how we start shifting into business mindset. God is teaching me how to become a businesswoman. So when I come to you and I say, hey, will you join me in Primerica? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to learn how to become a businesswoman? Do you want to change your family legacy? Do you want to get up off of the fucking track? And our track has been like this. That's what we think the track is. That's why you tired, sis. Me too. But when you actually start running this long distance race, when you become a freaking long distance runner, you understand your whole leg of the race. You don't get tired. And guess what? Since we coming together in sisterhood, we linking into each other. Sis, get up. I got you. Get on my back. I got you right now. Because sis, I'm going to be tired in a second. And I'm going to get on your back. And we carry each other to the fucking finish line. You don't get a chance to get tired. Not in this climate. Our parents had the opportunity to get tired because it wasn't at a critical point. We are at a critical point. Do you understand? Somebody said something about Trump doing something with the Bible. The book of Eli, God brought that to my attention. The book of Eli. Denzel Washington memorized the Bible. That's how God's law was able to transcend. But if you're not even reading your Bible, you got to depend on somebody else to tell you who God is. We have reached a critical mass. And we have to make sure we're doing what we need to do for ourselves. But you also have to understand, if you chose to lay up and have a baby or pop a baby in, or if you chose a responsibility for yourself. I didn't understand life insurance because when it was sold to me, it was just like, some money. I didn't see how I can alter my future's reality. I didn't understand legacy. I didn't understand any of those things. I just got life insurance because something inside of me told me it was important. But guess what? When my bills got crazy, what's the first thing that went? That non-tangible riches God talks about. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. The riches. I wanted to keep the car. I didn't want to keep the life insurance. So I let the life insurance go. I had a $500,000 policy for $40 a month. I let it go. Stupid. But here we are. So we have to make sure. You may not be in a position to get life insurance, but you know somebody who is. You know what this is. You know this is a legacy game changer. You may not want to join Primerica, but can you come get this financial literacy? $25 a month? Lock in so that I can teach you. Pass this on to your legacy so your next generation isn't depending on whatever it is that we're depending on to stay alive, to stay afloat. Y'all don't want to know. You probably do because we're nosy. But y'all don't want to know what I've had to do to keep a roof over my head throughout my life. Mm-hmm. You don't want to know what I've had to do to get a ride somewhere. You don't want to know what I've had to do to get somebody to do something. You don't want to know what I've had to do. And I don't want that for my next generation. And if getting a life insurance policy is that, look, you may not be interested in joining Primerica. But can you help sis? You know I'm trustworthy. Can you go talk to your network and say, hey, do you have a life insurance policy? I'll send you a $25 gift card. Gifts not to exceed $25. But refer people to me. Why? Because you know that I'm not here trying to get over on you, and you know we need life insurance. You know we need financial literacy. If you know somebody out here who can't keep a job, and it's not because they're lazy, they just, I can't do it, man. It ain't for me. Right? This something ship is a slave ship. I've been wanting to and fly. I don't know the fly. Why can't I remember any of the lyrics? Fly. It's Kanye West. Short in the cash register. What song is that?
I don't know. I know it's like I just keep going like this.
There's this new book called Monsters We Make, and I want that for Christmas too.
Okay, so what you just did was draw my attention from what I'm doing. If you're joining the conversation, that's different than trying to draw my attention. You can have my attention any other time, but please don't interrupt my flow. So anyway, I've been working this grave ship. Man, this grave shift is like a slave ship. What is that song? Anyway, Kanye West is someone, and who knows, he went crazy. Oh, my knee hurts. Oh, I'm gonna drop a video of me working out. I know y'all gonna be looking at. Thank you, friend. I know y'all gonna be looking at me like, girl, but my knees only by the grace of God. There we go. Life insurance has a bad rep, unfortunately, because of how they preyed on our ancestors a lot for a little. Yeah, and they've also used their tools against us. I sat down with the woman the other day, and she was just like, I don't read the Bible because it's a book of lies. I was like, it is, but it's also a book of truths. You have to find the code. Once you know spirit, once you know the Holy Spirit, now you have to go find God. Two different things. Once you find God, now you gotta, hold up. Now you gotta find Jesus. However you choose. This is me. And you don't have to find Jesus. You just need to find whatever your chosen path is. I'm not here to be like, you need to believe in the God that I believe in. Because even if you did believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, even if you did believe in that God, even if you do believe in Jesus, you don't believe the way that I believe. So there's no two people on earth that has the same relationship with God. So who am I to say how you relate to God? Just relate. So I'm talking to this woman, and she's working to manifest her reality, and I'm like, well, let's talk about your God relationship, because that's very important. You have to be able to harness the power of God. If you believe in God, how can you use that? You wonder why your life is so chaotic? Because you believe in God. But if you believe in God, and then you got the Holy Trinity. Now you cooking with fish grease. Now you being intentional. Now you really manifesting. Now you praying and you asking for stuff, and God's like, get ready. Everything I've been praying for, Anita, if you're still there, everything I've been praying for, I'm receiving right now. So I know you ain't buying nothing, you ain't doing nothing. I get it, but this is an opportunity that I've been praying for. And I'm going to my sisters, but we have to understand, if you have not prepared yourself for the opportunity, it's not going to be the blessing that it is for me, for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Someone can be in a position to receive a blessing, and they're like, yo, come with me, I done got the blessing. And they're like, you're okay. But you haven't been doing the work to prepare yourself for the blessing. So you're in there like this, what the I'm actually leaving worse than I came in. So it's a space of discernment as well. So it's not for me to force this opportunity down anyone's throat. It's for me to say, hey, if you have an hour, I might be able to show you something that will help you alter your bloodline. Because the way that I'm doing this, I'm altering bloodlines. I'm not here to make a little change on the side. I'm here to class jump. I am social climbing. I am going to take my family from the working class, or whatever this is, to the upper class, whatever that is. Like, I ain't even been where I'm about to take my family. And I'm offering this opportunity because everything I learn, and you get the opportunity to learn at the table. You join Primerica and you do have to produce, because the way that this particular business is structured, you don't just get into the business. I want you to not draw my attention, please. The way that this business is structured is, you can outwork me. Adoy can outwork me. Just because I brought you in, you can outwork me, and you can leave me behind. You be like, bye, sis. I have to keep working. So it's not like I bring so many people in and now I could just sit pretty. No, I have to keep working because you can't outwork me. And I love that, because I love that. Why is she still in my room? Like, let the dog out of my room. Whenever you see her, just let her out, Michael. She should have never been in here. Anyway, yeah. In order for you to realize who you are, I have to help you realize who you are. And this is how God has provided me the opportunity to provide my God-given talent to most of you for free. Because I'm still you're going to pay me for my time. You're not going to pay me, like, the knowledge is free. Ain't that what they say? The knowledge is free, but my time is not. So you're going to pay me for my time. But this is an opportunity for people to sit in rooms with me, ask me questions, have me help them solve their issues. And I'm able to. So I am able to coach you in the everything else right now. I cannot coach you in business, but Stephanie can. Stephanie is a serial entrepreneur. Stephanie is out here starting businesses in her sleep. She don't sleep. She said, I'm a real entrepreneur. I take slow blinks or I take naps. I was like, all right, so we're not sleeping anymore. Okay. I'm over here like, I stopped. I ain't slept in 3 weeks, y'all, because I'm a real entrepreneur. So anyway, Stephanie can teach you how to be the businesswoman, businessman that you've always wanted to be. That's what I saw when I saw her. I was like, that's my potential, huh? You showing me what my potential is, huh? Because we see all these people, and the reason why we don't recognize a Stephanie in front of us is because we see so many people pretending to be Stephanie. Before I met Stephanie, I met someone pretending to be Stephanie. And you know someone's pretending because you start asking questions, how, and they make all these promises. Yeah, I'm going to get you in this room, I'm going to get you in this room, and they never really get you in those rooms. They never let you see behind the curtain. It's the Wizard of Oz. But when you come into a room with Stephanie, I haven't asked her one question. I've gone to her with ideas, and she was like, in my words, not hers, she was like, that's an underdeveloped idea. But guess what? I went back and developed it because I respect her business acumen. She didn't say that to me. She was just like, that's a really good idea. But what I received was, not yet, sis. Keep developing it. And that's what everybody else has been telling me when I'm just like, I'm a businessman. And they're just like, you got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself. I was trying to make me the business. I didn't understand that I have the businesses. I am the business. I'm the draw of the business, but the business is okay, so Brandy and Stephanie talk about distribution centers. So there's Lonnie Lifestyle, right? There's me, LoneeAppleton. Now, that is the parent company. That would probably be Primerica. This is me trying to make a parallel. Now, there's Primerica or there's Lonnie Lifestyle. In that, you have the Sister Support Network. You have the She Walks. You have the podcast. And I'm starting my podcast January 19th. Mark your calendar at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that would be 6 p.m. unless there's a time change somewhere in there. 6 or 7 p.m. for y'all over on the East Coast. Anyway, and 3 p.m. on the West Coast. Anyway, so all these different things. I'm in here trying to be one big thing, and that's why, yes, it's coming, Anita. That's why nothing's really happening, because I'm trying to sell myself. No, how can I package myself and sell this and sell this and sell this? And each thing I'm selling, I'm still selling myself. The podcast is me. The Sister Support Network is me. The She Walks is me. This is me. This is me. The books are me. The videos are me. The teaching is me. All of it's me, but you don't want me, but you'll take that book. You'll take that podcast. You'll take those things. And through that, I prove myself. This is just sitting in the room with Stephanie. I ain't asked her not one question. This is just me sitting and listening to her. Every time I'm on one of these hour calls with her. She's quite wordy, but so am I. Every time I'm on one of these calls with her, God told me, you are studying. Study. Instead of saying, oh, this is taking too long. I'm like, what is the opportunity of all the individuals that I'm bringing in front of this person, whether Primerica is for you or not? All the people that I'm bringing in front of this person, what is the probability of them having the opportunity in their day-to-day life to sit in front of $1 million producer who's willing to talk to them in this capacity, that's willing to tell you the sky is in fact falling and you need to position yourself to not get sucked up in the flood? Everybody doesn't have that opportunity, so we can't take this opportunity for granted and be like, girl, you done had me on this call for an hour now. Yeah, and she's spitting free game. Even if you joined the company, You get that free game all the time. Thank you for the love. You get that free love. You get that free game all the time. But otherwise, if you don't join the company, at least you got an hour of your life that looks completely different. You have to think about seeds now. If we're thinking about putting seeds in the ground, if you spend an hour on a call to see if maybe Primerica is something for you. And again, the Primerica entry point that I'm at ain't that everybody else's. So if you ever think about joining Primerica and you're an entrepreneur and a businesswoman and you want to change your life, come holler at your girl, because I am coaching you on how to heal yourself. At present, Stephanie's going to be the one coaching you on becoming a business person. And you will, under our tutelage, give us 12 months. Give us less, but under our tutelage, give us 12 months and we'll change your life. Well, you'll change your life, but we'll give you the tools. I can't do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. You have to discipline down. This is the discipline. Can you handle the discipline? Are you going to continue to move in that which you function up to this point? But you have to understand, whatever your age is, Adoy said enough is enough at 19. She actually said enough is enough at 18. She actually said enough at 17. She's been fed up since she was 17 years old, if not younger. We've all been fed up. We just don't know how to get the fuck up. But the opportunity is presenting itself. The time is now, and we know that. We know that. We think that this individual coming into the White House, like, that's a warning shot about where this world is going. And if we do not position ourselves to be able to win, if we do not understand that we are going to lose some soldiers along the way, so make sure you have life insurance. Make sure your death means something. You ain't documenting your life by journaling. You ain't setting up your estate so you got something to leave behind. You ain't doing nothing for your future generations that you laid up and produced. Can you at least go get a life insurance policy so that you can leave them something? And if you can't go get a life insurance policy, I guess you got to pick up the baton and start running this race. You can't leave your legacy out here to experience this life the way that you've been experiencing life. You just can't do it. You can't say you love them. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you all for the love. Thank you. Thank you. Tell your friends about me and grow the network. You can't say that I just think that you need to grow what that love looks like. If you believe that this love or the love manifestation, because I don't want to say I've always loved my kids, but I've reached a space of deeper love. And now I'm reaching a new space of love that's like, dang, I can't sit down. I got to get up. I got to get out this bed. Do you see how God brought me out of this bed, Anita? I've been in this bed and God brought me up out of this bed to now I'm a business woman. You know, God did that. And I didn't even know God when God was doing it. But then I was like, yo, God, if you could do this when I don't know you, what can you do when I know you? Let me. Hold on. Let me see what I could do when I know you. It ain't nothing been the same ever since. So when I come to y'all, period, when I come to y'all and I say this is it, sis, you got to figure out how to make this thing shake. And if you haven't prepared yourself, beautiful. You have me as a coach. What are we working on? What's going on? Oh, okay. Here's how you fix it. Okay. Talk to you later. Like, that's what this is. Everybody that I talk to, they're just like, I never thought about it like that. Of course you haven't. That's why I'm here. Have a great day. Next. Like, that's what I do. I solve blocks. Roto-Rooter, that's her name, and along goes trouble down the drain. Roto-Rooter. I'm Roto-Rooter out here. Thank you, Anastasia. So, you know, I'm really excited to share this opportunity and this journey with you guys, because this isn't just me trying to grow my Primerica team. This is me helping or putting people in front of something that I see, right? I see it. And we know what kind of vision I have. If you don't, go check the content and you'll quickly learn what type of vision I have. And if you've been in prayer and you're like, God, something about something, you know what you've been praying for. I've been praying for legacy. I've been praying for wealth. I've been praying for altering my bloodline. I've been praying for a way to take people with me. Anita, you know that piece. You know I've been saying I'm going to take y'all with me, but I don't know how I'm going to take you with me. Well, I'm going to give you a job. Like, I don't know how to take you with me. I ain't even went nowhere. God has presented me a way with a very practical way that I can take you with me, because with Primerica, I move, you move, just like that. Like, we got to move together. So I think it's just such a beautiful opportunity. I'm growing the Sister Support Network. In the past Saturday, I went to breakfast with my son's, Saturday, I went to breakfast with my son's teacher, 60-year-old woman. Sunday, I went to get coffee with my business partner. She's in Primerica. She was in Primerica 2 years ago. She was like, it wasn't explained to me like this. She was like, I'm mad because if it was explained to me like this, I could have been on this 2 years ago. She was like, I'm 56 years old. I don't have a plan. She was like, I'm so mad that I didn't know that this was out here. I was like, girl, same. I didn't know. When I heard about Primerica and what they're doing for the community, I was like, y'all teaching financial literacy? Y'all helping people set up legacy life insurance plans and structuring it in their trust so that the money distributes, and with the financial literacy, and I'm limited in my language and understanding. I'm gonna be boop boop boop, I'm gonna be popping my stuff this time next year. But you're funneling it through your trust, and your family has financial literacy. So yeah, you could pump all this money. Do you understand? I ran through $50,000 in 3 months in my 20s. Like, you could leave that $1 million policy for your family, but if they don't have the aptitude, financial literacy isn't just brain power, it's the ability to maneuver, right? This is what I'm teaching. I'm going to go get my securities license, y'all. Jesus, pray for me and get this life insurance, because I was studying today. I was like, dang, I'm getting every question wrong. And I got to know this stuff by Friday. Lord Jesus, help me. But I want my securities license, because once I get my securities license, I can legally give financial advice. And once I can legally give financial advice, do you understand? I'm changing our lives. I'm going to come down and sit with you, and I'm going to see what your lifestyle is. And I'm going to say, okay, here's how we're going to set your portfolio up for you. I'm not going to find one formula. Unless that's how it works. I don't know how it works, but I understand we're all individualized, so there needs to be a formula per person. This is what God has been training me to be able to see. We're not just all people. We're individuals. And now, since I can see individuals, because I raised Caden the way that Caden needs to be raised. I raised Michael the way that Michael needs to be raised. I raised Angel the way that Angel needs to be raised. I raised Adoy the way that Adoy needs to be raised. I treat Anita the way that Anita needs to be treated. I treat everybody else the way that they need to be treated. I individualize and personalize. God has been teaching me this. So now when I go into this business, what do you need? Let me structure this around you, because I have an understanding that most people don't. Most people just read and regurgitate. God has blessed me with the ability to internalize, not only internalize the information, but internalize the person I'm talking to. And now I can tailor this to you. And this is the gift that I give to you. So when you're out here and you just, refer your friends to me. This may not be for you, but refer your friends to me and say, hey, I know a sis, she might have an opportunity for you. Here's her TikTok. If you have my phone number, here's her phone number. Refer your friends to me. If you're interested in the Sister Support Network, which is us coming together in sisterhood, we are developing dementia simply because we don't use our brain. But can you imagine getting on the conversation on the phone with a friend and you guys talking and you're actually thinking and developing ideas? You're not just talking in circles. We're not just talking in circles anymore. We're surrounding ourselves with people that can help us use our brain, because in old age, dementia doesn't onset. You understand, if we're not using the gears eventually shut down, and it's not for you to go out here and do puzzles. That's cute. But once you analyze a particular problem, you solved it. You remember when it used to take you days to do a puzzle, and now you can do it in hours? You've already solved a formula. You just have a different picture. So that's not using your brain. You have to actually solve problems. And what problem is there to solve than your own? What problem is there to solve than your friends? Like, let's sit down and what you going through, sis? Have you tried this? Okay. Well, this is what I'm going through. And you're like, have you tried this? Okay. And that's at the basics. I can pick up and drop down and do these things just by having conversation. We could be talking about the weather and I could pick up what I need to in order to help you. But that's a level of development. I've been at this and I was born to do this, so there's kind of a factor there. I want you to stop. Just stop. No. And I've already taught you about that, so please just stop. Anyway, so yeah, there's so much in here. I was walking with my non-melanated friend, and we walked by an abuelita. Abuelita? How do you say abuela?
Get out.
A grandma in the Mexican culture. She was walking, she had her walker, she was walking with her dog, and the lady I was walking with, she was like, well, I met the dog the other day because he's off the leash and she's walking her baby, so she was concerned about that, but the dog was friendly. Abula, you know what I mean. I ain't watched Encanto. I tell inappropriate jokes, leave me alone, but abuela, there we go. We pass her and, she's talking to us and, you got to be careful. You have to be careful about what questions you answer for people. But this is discernment. This is vibration. At some point, we have to be vibrating at a frequency where we're attracting in that which you're supposed to be in alignment with. So anyway, I ask her a couple questions just to see what her life is like, because she's friendly. She's talking to the baby. She's, keeping up a conversation with us, even though there's a language barrier. Like, she really wants to communicate, even though we speak two different languages. That's telling you something, right? If you want to talk so badly that you're willing to push through a language barrier, that means you want someone to communicate with. Maybe you just like to run your mouth, but why do you just like to run your mouth? You just need to find something of substance. Anyway, when we walked away, I told the lady that I was walking with, I was like, see, that would be something that we would do in the sister support network. You walk, she walks, why don't y'all walk together? And the lady I was walking with, she's like, I actually used to be fluent in Spanish. I was like, you gonna walk with abuela over there? Now you start picking Spanish up, and she starts picking up English. How do you know just because she's an old lady, she's never wanted to learn English? Maybe she's just never had someone to slow down and teach her. Because everyone doesn't have the funds to go and learn it. Everybody doesn't have the aptitude to teach themselves. And even if she did sit in English learning classes, I had a young lady who was in my first grade class where all she could say was water and bathroom. It's, what month is it? It's December. School started in August. All this young lady could say was water and bathroom. And I was like, sis, and I kept trying to impart on her, you have to learn English. You're in America. You have to learn the language of the land that you live in. I would just try to impress upon her. So, but she's 6. She's not worried about being a 40-year-old woman who can only do a certain job because she doesn't know the language. She's not worried about being a 20-year-old woman who is passed up for opportunities because she doesn't know the language. She's not worried about any of those things. So you have to have the aptitude at 6 to understand that the person that's talking to me is talking some cash money stuff. Some seeds are being planted. I don't know why this woman is so worried about me learning English, but let me learn it. And then when she's older, she can say, you know what? There was a substitute who came into my classroom when I was in the first grade and said, you must learn English. And that's why I learned it. And thank God I did. And now I'm CEO of such and such and such a company that would never look twice at me, that would let me scrub the toilets, and now I'm running the company because I learned the language. So you have to have the aptitude to want to learn that which someone who is coming to you and saying, you need to learn this, sis. You need to figure this out, sis. You have to be able to understand what's in front of you. So that's a lot of what we're experiencing right now, is you have to recognize what's in front of you. The world is in such a shift right now that if people are not in the space of recognizing what's in front of them, they're going to miss out on something oh so amazing. Something oh so amazing that you potentially have been asking your higher self for. You've been saying, hey, I need something. I need a way out. I don't know what your prayer life is. But sorry, I'm inviting people. I don't know what your prayer life is, but we've got to start expanding our view. So, hey sis, I gotta go. This was great as always. Thank you, friend. I always repost on LoneeAppleton Live. So you can, if you miss a part of the live, you can always check me out there. And that is where I will be hosting my, and on TikTok, my podcast. So have a wonderful evening. I know it's late where you guys are at, and I just be running my mouth for hours. So I get it. Y'all got lives. You got schedules to keep. So I really appreciate you, Miss Anita. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go too. I think I've said enough. I think we've had enough enjoyment of each other for this evening. If you are looking for an opportunity to develop yourself as a business individual, an entrepreneur, I have an opportunity for you. If you're looking for yourself to, truly get into a space of self-development, put yourself to the side and allow yourself to become a new being, to accelerate it. You've taken yourself as far as you can and as fast as you can by yourself. I may have an opportunity for you. So, if you have an hour, I could probably change your life. So if you're interested, always hit my line. And otherwise, y'all have a good night.